Bezalel and Oholiab. God spoke to Moses, "See what I've done, I've personally chosen Bezalel son of Uri, son of Hur of the tribe of Judah. I've filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him skill and know-how and expertise in every kind of craft to create designs and work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set gemstones, to carve wood. He's an all-around craftsman. Not only that, but I've given him Oholiab, son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, to work with him. And to all who have an aptitude for crafts I've given the skills to make all the things I've commanded you, the tent of meeting, the chest of the testimony and its atonement-cover, all the implements for the tent, the table and its implements, the pure lampstand and all its implements, the altar of incense, the altar of whole burnt offering and all its implements, the washbasin and its base, the official vestments, the holy vestments for Aaron the priest and his sons in their priestly duties, the anointing oil, and the aromatic incense for the holy place. They'll make everything just the way I've commanded you." Sabbath. God spoke to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, above all, keep my Sabbaths, the sign between me and you, generation after generation, to keep the knowledge alive that I am the God who makes you holy. Keep the Sabbath, it's holy to you. Whoever profanes it will most certainly be put to death. Whoever works on it will be excommunicated from the people. There are 6 days for work, but the 7th day is Sabbath, pure rest, holy to God. Anyone who works on the Sabbath will most certainly be put to death. The Israelites will keep the Sabbath, observe Sabbath keeping down through the generations, as a standing covenant. It's a fixed sign between me and the Israelites. Yes, because in 6 days God made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day he stopped and took a long, deep breath. When he finished speaking with him on Mount Sinai, he gave Moses 2 tablets of testimony, slabs of stone, written with the finger of God. Make gods for us. When the people realized that Moses was taking forever in coming down off the mountain, they rallied around Aaron and said, "Do something. Make gods for us who will lead us. That Moses, the man who got us out of Egypt, who knows what's happened to him?" So Aaron told them, "Take off the gold rings from the ears of your wives and sons and daughters and bring them to me." They all did it. They removed the gold rings from their ears and brought them to Aaron. He took the gold from their hands and cast it in the form of a calf, shaping it with an engraving tool. The people responded with enthusiasm, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from Egypt." Aaron, taking in the situation, built an altar before the calf. Aaron then announced, "Tomorrow is a feast day to God." Early the next morning, the people got up and offered whole burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. The people sat down to eat and drink and then began to party. It turned into a wild party. God spoke to Moses, "Go. Get down there. Your people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt have fallen to pieces. In no time at all they've turned away from the way I commanded them, they made a molten calf and worshipped it. They've sacrificed to it and said, 'These are the gods, O Israel, that brought you up from the land of Egypt.'" God said to Moses, "I look at this people, oh, what a stubborn, hard-headed people. Let me alone now, give my anger free rein to burst into flames and incinerate them. But I'll make a great nation out of you." Moses tried to calm his God down. He said, "Why, God, would you lose your temper with your people? Why, you brought them out of Egypt in a tremendous demonstration of power and strength. Why, let the Egyptians say, 'He had it in for them, he brought them out so he could kill them in the mountains, wipe them right off the face of the earth.' Stop your anger. Think twice about bringing evil against your people. Think of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants to whom you gave your word, telling them, 'I will give you many children, as many as the stars in the sky, and I'll give this land to your children as their land forever.' And God did think twice. He decided not to do the evil he had threatened against his people. Moses turned around and came down from the mountain, carrying the 2 tablets of the testimony. The tablets were written on both sides, front and back. God made the tablets and God wrote the tablets, engraved them. When Joshua heard the sound of the people shouting noisily, he said to Moses, "That's the sound of war in the camp." But Moses said, "Those aren't songs of victory, and those aren't songs of defeat, I hear songs of people throwing a party." And that's what it was. When Moses came near to the camp and saw the calf and the people dancing, his anger flared. He threw down the tablets and smashed them to pieces at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that they had made, melted it down with fire, pulverized it to powder, then scattered it on the water and made the Israelites drink it. Moses said to Aaron, "What on earth did these people ever do to you that you involved them in this huge sin?" Aaron said, "Master, don't be angry. You know this people and how set on evil they are. They said to me, 'Make us gods who will lead us.' This Moses, the man who brought us out of Egypt, we don't know what's happened to him. So I said, 'Who has gold?' And they took off their jewelry and gave it to me. I threw it in the fire and out came this calf." Moses saw that the people were simply running wild. Aaron had let them run wild, disgracing themselves before their enemies. He took up a position at the entrance to the camp and said, "Whoever is on God's side, join me." All the Levites stepped up. He then told them, "God's orders, the God of Israel, strap on your swords and go to work. Crisscross the camp from one end to the other, kill brother, friend, neighbor." The Levites carried out Moses' orders. 3,000 of the people were killed that day. Moses said, "You confirmed your ordination today, and at great cost, even killing your sons and brothers. And God has blessed you." The next day Moses addressed the people, "You have sinned an enormous sin. But I am going to go up to God, maybe I'll be able to clear you of your sin." Moses went back to God and said, "This is terrible. This people has sinned, it's an enormous sin. They made gods of gold for themselves. And now, if you will only forgive their sin. But if not, erase me out of the book you've written." God said to Moses, "I'll only erase from my book those who sin against me. For right now, you go and lead the people to where I told you. Look, my angel is going ahead of you. On the day, though, when I settle accounts, their sins will certainly be part of the settlement." God sent a plague on the people because of the calf they and Aaron had made. God said to Moses, "Now go. Get on your way from here, you and the people you brought up from the land of Egypt. Head for the land which I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying I will give it to your descendants. I will send an angel ahead of you and I'll drive out the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. It's a land flowing with milk and honey. But I won't be with you in person, you're such a stubborn, hard-headed people. Lest I destroy you on the journey." When the people heard this harsh verdict, they were plunged into gloom and wore long faces. No one put on jewelry. God said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, you're one hard-headed people. I couldn't stand being with you for even a moment, I'd destroy you. So take off all your jewelry until I figure out what to do with you." So the Israelites stripped themselves of their jewelry from Mount Horeb on. Moses used to take the tent and set it up outside the camp, some distance away. He called it the tent of meeting. Anyone who sought God would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp. It went like this: when Moses would go to the tent, all the people would stand at attention, each man would take his position at the entrance to his tent with his eyes on Moses until he entered the tent. Whenever Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud descended to the entrance to the tent and God spoke with Moses. All the people would see the pillar of cloud at the entrance to the tent, stand at attention, and then bow down in worship, each man at the entrance to his tent. And God spoke with Moses face to face, as neighbors speak to one another. When he would return to the camp, his attendant, the young man Joshua, stayed, he didn't leave the tent. Moses said to God, "Look, you tell me, lead this people, but you don't let me know whom you're going to send with me. You tell me, I know you well and you are special to me. If I am so special to you, let me in on your plans. That way, I will continue being special to you. Don't forget, this is your people, your responsibility." God said, "My presence will go with you. I'll see the journey to the end." Moses said, "If your presence doesn't take the lead here, call this trip off right now. How else will it be known that you're with me in this, with me and your people? Are you traveling with us or not? How else will we know that we're special, I and your people, among all other people on this planet Earth?" God said to Moses, "All right. Just as you say, this also I will do, for I know you well and you are special to me. I know you by name." Moses said, "Please. Let me see your glory." God said, "I will make my goodness pass right in front of you, I'll call out the name, God, right before you. I'll treat well whomever I want to treat well and I'll be kind to whomever I want to be kind." God continued, "But you may not see my face. No one can see me and live." God said, "Look, here is a place right beside me. Put yourself on this rock. When my glory passes by, I'll put you in the cleft of the rock and cover you with my hand until I've passed by. Then I'll take my hand away and you'll see my back. But you won't see my face.